So match week 1 is behind us now. I went on Twitter. I said, chat, I guess anyone that follows me over there, some of you guys have probably followed me on this channel. I said, give me your new takes based off of the first week. Like, what are some new takes that you guys have based on the games? We're going to reply to some. We're going to just think through some. If you enjoy these videos, guys, drop a thumbs up. I wouldn't really mind doing these weekly or bi-weekly around like every match week. It's kind of fun to see how everybody's thinking. So if you guys do enjoy it, let me know and we'll do them. So this was my tweet. I actually want to read off a couple of the, I basically opened a bunch of replies in new tabs. So we'll go through and talk about all of those. But first one, pick 2018, Leeds are finishing top 10 this season. Now, that actually has a lot of likes. The thing is, I actually feel like there's a chance that Sunderland and Leeds could stay up. I actually think that there could be two teams. Sunderland, for me, were the really convincing one in the first week. But, I mean, Everton is a team that I actually think is going to finish like 10 to 15, and Leeds managed to do really well in that game. So I actually think there might be two teams staying up. He says top 10, though, which is a big difference than staying up. You know, Forest, they got 17th when they got promoted, and then, boom, they went crazy last season. I think the last two teams I can remember was Fulham from like 22-23. I think they finished 10th. And then I think Leeds finished 9th the season before that or the season before that one. So when they got promoted, I just know those are the last two teams off the top of my head. They were like newly promoted, and then the season after like managed to actually get top 10. So who knows? I don't know if I see that. I think maybe if Leeds are going to stay up, it's like 14, 15, and maybe Sunderland could get like 13. But who knows? Manchester United will be kind of decent this year. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, guys, I put them in my predictions at 6th. So 6th seems right based on what I watched in the first match week. It seems possible for them to play Arsenal that close. I felt like, yeah, it's definitely possible. Spurs will finish top 4, and we have the best defense in the Prem. Codex says, I don't see Spurs finishing top 4. That's not a new take either because he is a diehard Spurs fan. And Arsenal have the best defense in the Prem. Okay, this one's coming in. It says, Wirtz will have a much larger impact on Liverpool than any other signing they've made. His technique and ability is one of the best in the league, and he didn't even have the best of games. When he clicks with a team, they'll be unstoppable. I am a Wirtz supporter. I know that everybody now, the new take, and I saw it on the replies, is that he's overrated, he's overpriced. I think he's going to bring Liverpool a lot in terms of ball security and ball carrying, and once he figures out how to connect these passes. However, I think Ekitike is going to be the largest impact in Liverpool, although it's going to be close between those two. But I do think Ekitike in the end is just going to be phenomenal through the whole season. Like, I'm so sold on Ekitike from what I saw. Yoro will be the best center back in the Prem after next year. He had an injury hit start last year and adapting to the league. Okay, the best center back is tough for me to say. VVD is obviously always going to be in the top 3. And then when you do have Gabriel and Saliba healthy, and you have some other center backs around the league as well. So for Yoro to be the best, I think that's tough. But I said in my Premier League predictions video that don't be surprised if Yoro doesn't kind of sneak his way now to being like a top 5 center back by the end of the season, if he can stay healthy. I don't think that's a bad take. All right, so Barca in the logo, just so you guys know, for the bias. I've always said this, but Mbappe and Vinny is not going to work. Madrid should sell Vinny and buy a real number 9 and move Mbappe to the left. Okay, it depends what they can get for Vinny. And, you know, this is the thing. This is a Barca fan, and it's no hate to him, but the Madrid fans have an appreciation for Vinny because of what Vinny has done for the club and what he's done in a few seasons, right? So it's not that easy that you just want to sell him. Obviously, if the price is right, if you're talking the hundreds of millions and you can get that money for him, I think it makes sense to do it at this point. Maybe I'm on my own island for that one. I'm very like opinionated on this channel. Buy a real number 9. There has actually been a group of Madrid fans that have been saying that they want to get Isak, which would be insane, bro. I've seen it on Twitter. It's like happening in the last 2 days because, you know, obviously it doesn't look like Isak is going to move to Liverpool, but Isak kind of has to go. Newcastle says, no, now they're going to keep him. So that would be interesting. But no, I said this. I really do agree, though. I think Mbappe just needs to be on the left. So that part of this, I agree. And that's coming from a Barca fan. You know, if I was an actual Barca fan, I would be praying they kept it the way it was because I don't think it's going to be able to compete with Barca this season. Kudus will be a top 3 to 5 signing this summer. I agree with that one. Maybe, well, top 3 to top 5 in the Premier League. He's saying overall for signings? Wow. We'll see. I mean, dude, look. If this guy is a huge reason that Spurs end up finishing in the top 6, which I'm not expecting personally, I think I put them at 8th. But Spurs have definitely surprised me a little bit to start the season. I wanted them to get Eze. I said it in my video this morning. I think Eze would have been so good for them, but that didn't go through. Newcastle finishes below Spurs and Brighton. Sesko scores more goals than Gyökeres. Barca, whoa, there's a lot going on here. Newcastle finishes below Spurs and Brighton. Wow. Okay, I had Brighton in my predictions around this year, I think like 12 or 11. So this guy, I think, is definitely expecting Newcastle to get like 10 or lower in the table. I had him 7th. I don't like the drama that's going on there with these Sock. I hate it. They look terrible. Them and Villa. The first, that was a snooze fest. So maybe I overrated both those teams this season, but it's the first game. Sesko scores more goals than Gyökeres this season. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I feel like people are being really harsh on Gyökeres. It's only been one game, and I don't know. You know, is Amorim going to start this guy, Sesko? You would think so. Let me tell you this, though, about United. Like, Cunha, Bruno, Diallo, and Buemo, they look so good. They actually look really good. Barca wins La Liga by 15 points. That's a lot of points. Because what you got to understand as well is, as good as Barca was last season, and as bad as Madrid were by their own standards, not by world football, they're still better than many. Barca only won the league by, like, how many points? You know what I mean? La Liga is never going to be a league that you win really by 15 points unless you have one of the greatest teams of all time. You know, and I think it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough because, like, you would expect that Madrid, even though they don't look that much better, are going to keep making steps in the right way. And it was already so close last season. It's just tough for me to see 10 points. And that's being that Barcelona plays at the same level last season, which is going to be, look, as a Barca fan that you guys watch and you say this, right? As Barca fans, you can't take it for granted that it's just easy to finish in the table like that. You know, what they did last season was really special. It's going to be tough to do that again. Leeds are staying up. I'm cool with this. You know, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. All right, this is a Barca fan, not based off our last game, but I feel Barca will have a worse season than last year. Oh, so you think you're going to go down this year? Well, I'll tell you something that's a little concerning in terms of Barca. How healthy is Lewandowski going to be all season? You know, Lewandowski was a huge part of a lot of that success last year. You did bring in Rashford, but we still don't know what we're going to get from Rashford. And Ferran Torres, he's not Lewandowski. Like, he'll give you some really good play, but he's not Lewandowski. So how healthy is Lewandowski, and, you know, is he going to be this season? That, I think Lewandowski ultimately is going to be, you know, really the X factor for Barca's success this season. Haaland is the greatest consistent striker right now ever since 2022. I mean, in terms of production, I don't think anyone can really super disagree in terms of pure striker. I mean, Haaland is, like, quietly, like, even on his bad seasons, how many goals he gets. Don't be surprised this season if Haaland wins Golden Boot. I got chirped on Twitter because some guy was saying it shows that you're a casual when after Matchweek 1 you say Haaland's going to win the Golden Boot. You, like, change your mind. But I really feel like this City team is cooking, and I think Haaland is just going to get tons of goals this season. It looked easy for them in Matchweek 1. Ekitike will have a 25-plus goal season in the Prem. Oh, my God, 25 on the debut season. See, I would say 20 is a massive success. That's a crazy take. That's definitely a crazy take, guys. 25 goals in the Prem for Ekitike. Do you guys think that's going to be possible? That's a shit ton of goals, man. But we know Liverpool is going to score a lot of goals, right? So we would expect Ekitike is going to score a lot of games, you know? And I think Slot is going to run this guy like 90, 80 minutes every game. So it's not out of the question. Are we overrating Ekitike early? It's tough to say. He looks phenomenal. 25 goals, if he continues with this form, is definitely possible. Spurs are finishing top 4. That is just, wow, what a take that is. Spurs are finishing top 4. So this guy thinks that Spurs will be in it. If that means that, look, City, Liverpool, so you have one of Arsenal, Chelsea not in a top 4. I don't know, man. Spurs finishing top 4. That would be one of the greatest accomplishments if this Spurs team, after getting 17th place, close the season with the Europa League, and then get top 4 the next season. They're going to also attract so many players wanting to go to this club, just because of the way they're transitioning the club again. But, man, top 4, there's no way I have that on my agenda. Yamal will fulfill his destiny of following in the footsteps of Ansu Fati. All right, man. That's just hate, because when did Ansu Fati ever have a season like Yamal had, bro? Did Ansu Fati raise the trophy with Spain? Putting the team on his back? Get out of here, man. Don't be surprised. Like Semenyo, don't be surprised in terms of, like, if a ton of teams try to go for this guy, even in, like, January. Don't be surprised. That was phenomenal in Match Week 1. He was crazy good. Kiz says United will 100% finish in top 4. And I was forgetting about United, too, with the Spurs take. Leeds and Sunderland. Hold on. So United in the top 4. Oh, man. So he's going to have United in there. And then Arsenal or man, imagine if Arsenal or Chelsea don't get top 4. We could be seeing some managers getting fired, players getting fired, sold. Oh, if Arsenal don't get top 4 this season, Arteta's gone. That much pressure on him. Chelsea's a bit of a different story because they just won the Club World Cup. Leeds and Sunderland survive, and Arsenal bottle the league with Gyökeres struggling to get more than 10 non-penalty league goals, and Man City win the league. Wow. So, look, Leeds and Sunderland, I'm there. Arsenal bottle the league again, and Man City will win the league. So you're going to have a little 2 seasons to go special, Arsenal versus City, huh? Man City will win the Premier League. That's what a lot of people are saying. Liverpool's defense is shaky. They will finish 3rd. Chelsea to finish 2nd. Arsenal joke club will regress more this season and finish 4th. Man United will finish 5th. Looks dominant. No Europe. Less injuries. Better quality of players on a pitch. He is a Man United fan. This doesn't seem crazy to me, though. I had a weird feeling with Arsenal, man. That's why I put him 3rd. But we're getting overreactionary, guys. Arsenal just beat United, though. They still won. We got to see more. Arsenal might shut us all up and have like 5 goals this match week. I know how this goes. Amarim will get sacked mid-January. Oh, man, dude. Nah, no way, right? It's possible. If he doesn't get results, it's definitely possible. Haaland is being overlooked. Too many people comparing him to other strikers in the Prem. Bro is 10 times better than all of them. It's true. In terms of efficiency, yeah, it's definitely true. Crystal Palace, top 5 in the league. Nah. No way, bro. There's no way, especially now that Eze's gone. I mean, I posted this today as well. Like, did bro turn on his phone and see the news? There's no way. No way. Arsenal will win the UCL with their worst performance. They are super hard to beat. Arsenal, guys, I'm gonna tell you this, and this guy's got Arsenal fan in his bio. If there is any trophy that Arsenal is gonna win this season, and this is gonna get cut and edited like crazy, I know it. It's gonna be the UCL. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be unthinkable that they won a UCL, but they're gonna be going full Southgate ball and winning the UCL. If there's one trophy, they're not gonna win the Prem. I'm sorry, they're not gonna win the Prem. I'm really happy I didn't put them because I don't think they're gonna win the Premier League. At least one promoted team is staying up, probably Leeds. I don't disagree with this. I think Leeds and Sunderland. We said it in this video. Adam Wharton is the type of player Madrid should be all over. Since Kroos left, they've lost that deep-lying creativity. The calm conductor in the midfield can give them that edge instead of relying on Camavinga forcing himself into a role that doesn't fit him. I'm not really against this take, to be honest. Wharton is super highly rated by everybody. This is going to be crazy, though. If Wharton ends up, he's not even linked with anybody, but the thought of this happening, first of all, I like it. Second of all, another English player to Madrid. But third, bro, Palace freaking hit the sale button on their whole team, especially if Gehi goes to Liverpool. Oh, my God. Gyökeres at Sporting, Gyökeres at Arsenal. Oh, my God, bro. Ruthless attack. Thomas Frank is the 3rd or the 4th best coach in the league. I would say, I'd have to put Pep, Slot, and Enzo Maresca all ahead of him. And then after that, because for me personally, I like what he's doing so far. This is a bit crazy to say because I still would have Emery over him. And then maybe at some point you respect Arteta because of where he's going. But I definitely would have 4 coaches in front of Thomas Frank at least. And this isn't discounting some of the teams that have amazing coaches that are just super overachieving teams, right? Teams that do way better because of the manager, right? Many teams like that in all the leagues. Lamine Yamal will have a 50 goal and assist season. Holy shit. That is going to be hard to do. I don't think this is going to... I think Lamine Yamal, though, this season will go for 35 goals and assists. I think that sounds 35 or 40. 50's a lot, bro. 50's a lot. How much did Yamal have last... Let me see this. Oh, yeah, you know what? He actually had quite a bit last... Wow, 24 in the league. 24 plus 9, 35. Wow. Okay, I'm actually off on this one. Yeah, that take is not bad. That take is definitely not bad. Yeah, that's going to happen. People are writing Wirtz off way too early. That's very true. That's what happens when you get that price tag, though. 150, 180 mil. That's what happens, guys. You play one game that's average. People forget about the previous game when in the Community Shield final, he played really well. So it's just what happens. And Mbappe will finally win the Ballon d'Or after another World Cup win. Wow. I like this take. This is Joe on a burner as well. I like this. I actually want this to happen for Mbappe, bro. I wanted Mbappe to win the last World Cup so bad. He's the only dude that can go with Pele in his career for where he's at. So if France wins, he's got a really good chance to go chase that 3rd. Oh, boy. Let me get some water before this one. Real is cooked. Arsenal plays Turismo ball. I'm going to read the first 3 sentences, bro. That's it. Chelsea is somehow terrible. United has the passion back, but doesn't have enough talent to back it up. But loved how Cunha and Mbeumo played. City and Barca are good as always. Liverpool might become the disappointment of the season. Spurs were surprisingly good. Also love Palace, Sunderland, Forest. On extra Turkish league opinion, Galatasaray started off real good. European teams should look out for Yilmaz as potential transfer. All right, man. Sesko will be better than Gyökeres even though they both looked ass. Ekitike will be the best striker this year. After Haaland. Man United will perform better than Madrid this season based on team performance. No. Barcelona will sweep everything in Spain. Real Madrid look no different from last season unless the referee takes unless the referee takes a big part and helps them win games. Yo, I love these Barca Madrid fans, bro. These guys are so funny. They do the They do this same thing back and forth. They always say this stuff back and forth. None of them can ever like be objective with it. It's just always about the one team is against them. The ref is completely. Sunderland will make top 10. People will say this is crazy, but it's possible. They look crazy. The fans as well. Gyökeres won't surpass Heskey's legacy. By the way, guys, Heskey had 14 Premier League goals in a season. I believe that was the most he had. 14. So Gyökeres got to get a lot of goals. Real Madrid will not finish top 2 this season. They will struggle to get goals. Nah, I think they're going to finish top 2. That's all it takes for now, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll do more of these in the future. See you later. Peace.